This is Channel 9 Eyewitness News at 5. Coverage you can count on.
Tonight, children seen running towards safety and armed detectives just seconds before their father took his own life.
Kids!
Now at 5, we're learning why the detectives assigned to the child porn investigation were shocked by the tragic ending.
We had zero indication that it would escalate to the point that it did.
Now, we blurred the faces of those two children to protect their identities. Good evening. I'm Martha Sagowski. Channel 9 anchor Greg Warmeth is reviewing this video frame by frame. And Greg, it's a miracle no one else was hurt.
You said it, Martha. Let's start from the beginning. Here it is. The video starts with an officer with his gun drawn walking toward the vehicle where the armed suspect is inside. There are kids in the car. Now, let's take a look at the most intense section of video. Again, we've broken it down frame by frame. You can see the children running out of harm's way. As Martha just mentioned, we blurred their faces to protect their identities, but there's the car with their dad inside. Channel 9's Lauren Seabrook spoke to the detectives today who rescued those children. Lauren, one of them told you the suspect's first attempt at taking his own life actually failed here.
This is Channel 9 Eyewitness News at 5. Coverage you can count on.
Tonight at 5, we have no idea who this masked man is, but police say he crashed while fleeing the scene of a robbery, and he sent a teen and her mother to the hospital, leaving a father and husband heartbroken.
I can't wait to hug her and tell her I love her.
There is still no sign of the armed robber who went on a 2-day crime spree across 2 counties. Good evening. I'm Martha Sagowski.
And I'm Greg Warmeth, but we are learning more about this mystery man. He is accused of robbing a Winter Park chiropractor before leading police on a chase that resulted in a terrible crash with a mother and daughter. Now, we have in-depth coverage for you on this major story at 5. Channel 9 anchor Nancy Alvarez sat down with the man whose daughter and wife were badly injured in a crash caused by the man who was running from police. And Channel 9's Sierra Putman has been in touch with the chiropractor's office that was hit in the robbery and the owner of the stolen car the suspect allegedly drove off in. She joins us live right now from Winter Park. And Sierra, more than 24 hours after that crime, the suspect is still out there somewhere. And as Sierra just mentioned, that robbery suspect crashed into this mother's vehicle. She was driving her 16-year-old home from an after-school activity. Tonight, both are still in the hospital receiving treatment for their extensive injuries. Channel 9 anchor Nancy Alvarez sat down with the husband and the father of the victims. He told her he found out about the crash when a Winter Park police officer picked up his wife's cell phone. The pain in that father's voice. I have known Frank Lover for years, and what a great guy, and we wish speedy recovery to his daughter and his wife. A GoFundMe page was set up to help pay all medical expenses for Kimberly and her daughter Leah. For more than $11,000 so far have been raised in just these last few hours, and if you'd like to find out more information, go to the homepage of our website, WFTV.com. In the meantime, count on us to stay on top of the search for the person that did this. If there are any updates, you'll hear them first right here on Eyewitness News.
Also in Winter Park, we have some breaking news. Police now are looking for this man right here. Get a good look at this surveillance picture. They say he robbed the TD Bank near Webster Avenue and Lee Road earlier this afternoon. It is unknown whether the suspect is armed, but he was last seen walking north on 1792.
All right, if all goes as planned, we will go to bed tonight having seen or possibly hear the first commercial launch for the Falcon Heavy off our Space Coast.
Yeah, the launch is now scheduled for 8 o'clock tonight, about 90 minutes after it was originally scheduled. This is the second Falcon Heavy launch along our Space Coast, but it's the first commercial launch. Tonight's rocket is carrying a Saudi Arabian communications satellite into orbit. The first launch happened in February of 2018. That's the same one that sent this famous, remember this? The red Tesla into orbit around Mars. Channel 9's Ken Tyndall is counting down the hours before this historic launch. And Ken, the win, though, could change tonight's plans. Tonight, Universal Orlando is giving us a better look at 2 hotels that will be opening soon. The hotels are both part of Universal's Endless Summer Resort. These are pictures of the amenities, including the rooms, the restaurants, and all the pools. Surfside Inn and Suites scheduled to open June 27th. The other one, Dockside Inn and Suites, is not expected to open until the spring of 2020. And tomorrow we'll be getting a sneak peek at Aquatica Orlando's newest ride. Care Curl is expected to take guests to new heights starting on Friday, but the theme park is allowing the media to ride it early, which is a day early. The ride is described as a curve waved, which is also reflecting its name. It means wave. Care means waves in the Maori language. Now,
this guy's a deranged lunatic.
Breaking right now at 5.
This guy's a serial rapist. He's going around hunting women.
Daytona Beach police are not holding back, describing a suspect who they now believe raped at least 5 women and wasn't easy to catch.
He has no known address. He's homeless. He's out in the streets.
In fact, the chief just said it took some, quote, old-fashioned police work and DNA testing to find and arrest Markeith Martin. Good evening, I'm Greg Warmoth.
And I'm Martha Sagowski. Right now, police are charging him in 1 rape case, but they believe that he is linked at least to 5 more. Let's get right to Channel 9's Mike Springer, who's live in Volusia County, where he just heard straight from the chief. And Mike, how exactly did they catch this guy? Well, some shoppers in Holly Hill will have to buy their groceries at a different supermarket after a fire left this smoky mess inside of Winn-Dixie. Here's a better look at the pictures. A fire broke out early this morning at the Winn-Dixie on Nova Road. Investigators believe a motor that kept some of that food cold in the meat department is to blame.
Universal Orlando will debut a new Harry Potter ride in a few weeks, and fans will encounter a creature they have never seen before. Here it is. The scary-looking creature is a blast-ended scroot. That's what it's called. It's described as a cross between a scorpion and a crab. Even though the creature appears in the Harry Potter books, it never made it to the movies. Hagrid's Magical Creatures motorbike adventure opens June 13th, and they've been giving us little sneak peeks as we've gone along, but that's something that you will get to see firsthand. All right, Darlene, thank you. Fights between neighbors are not uncommon, but some take it to a, when I say this, a whole new level.
This is crazy. Next, we ask why this big fence was built, yes, right through a pool. And you don't want to miss part 2 of our special investigation into the so-called sugar babies. Next, what a UCF student told us happened when she stopped sending her sugar daddy pictures of her feet. More than a day has passed, and the family of a 10-year-old boy will likely go to bed tonight not knowing who was driving the semi that hit and killed their little boy. That crash happened at 2:20 yesterday afternoon in Orange County. That means more than 27 hours have passed, but the driver of the semi still hasn't been found. And it's not for lack of trying. Troopers told us they've looked at more than 200 semis that matches the truck's description. Channel 9's Steve Barrett has been speaking to troopers all day. And Steve, it's unclear whether the driver will face any charges if they can even find him.